Hi everyone, I'm in Fiji. We have just had an awesome speaker by the name of Tim Burd. Tim, thank you so much for sharing those amazing insights on Facebook ads.
It's my pleasure.
Can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure. For those of you guys that don't know me, I have about 12 Facebook groups covering Facebook ads, Google ads, influencer marketing, email marketing, and so on. We have about 150,000 members. Then I own an ad agency also called Agency Y. And then I have a private community also for very high-end marketers called Ad Leaks. So I'm just basically like super nerd marketer.
I love that.
Yeah.
And your story is fascinating because you were the one that was like, okay, I can go to college and get a job, or I can just get out there and make it happen. So how did you make it happen?
Honestly, it was a lot of, what I did was actually I made a deal with my parents. They were willing to pay for college.
Yeah.
I was blessed. And I said, hey, how about instead of the next year's tuition, room and board, how about you lend that to me for my business? And then if I fail, I'll get student loans for the rest. And if I succeed, you don't have to pay for the rest of college.
Brilliant.
So it was win-win, right?
Yeah.
And that was that $30K that got me started, and that was all I needed, and I made it work. It was in affiliate marketing to start.
That's fantastic. Is affiliate marketing still relevant today?
It's a good way to get your feet wet if you're new to marketing, but then basically I would recommend to people that they kind of move out of it as soon as possible into starting their own business, because then you have a lot more control, a lot more margin, and so on. So
Yes, yes. And what I loved about your presentation is that you talked about the way you started off in the online marketing world was actually tapping into groups that needed your knowledge and that you could really add value in a way that others couldn't. People saw that and valued it, and then they started paying for it.
I couldn't believe it. Yeah, it was wild.
So what's you were saying what your hourly rate now is just
Yeah, I charge $3,000 an hour for consulting.
$3,000 an hour.
And I do no prep before it.
So you've got a lot going on up here then, and a lot of experience to share too. I'd love to tap that on today's video.
Let's do it.
I'm interested, so I work with the agricultural market, mostly in Australia.
Okay.
And they have a bit of a challenge when it comes to Facebook in terms of developing relationships online. So they do it really good offline. You know, the handshake in the paddock.
Yep. The old school ways.
Exactly. You want to see the whites in your eyeballs. But in terms of taking that authenticity over to a platform like digital, some people really struggle, but it's super important to start building those digital relationships. What are some of your tips for how businesses that are maybe sitting on the fence going, oh, I just don't know how to really enter the digital realm and start building those connections?
It's the same advice actually I gave my dad. So my dad is a VP of Yuasa in North America, which is like a big machine manufacturing company. They make equipment for manufacturing, basically, like automation, you know?
Yes.
So they're kind of an old school company, right? And they're like, should we get into digital? How can we do that? I don't even think our customers are on Facebook kind of thing, you know? Because they're mostly B2B. So I just said, hey Dad, grab one of your employees or yourself, whenever you kind of want to go on a rant about something that's like either upsetting you or something you're really really happy about and excited about, something, a new change in the industry, a new law, a new product, whatever it might be, just take a quick little video of it with your phone and just post it on your Facebook page or your Instagram or whatever. Facebook's probably the best place to start. And then just share a few posts a week. It could be just a motivational thing. It could be a video that's relevant to the industry. It could just be a news article about something that came out that happened with the, just anything related to the audience. And it's just about keeping your business in people's minds all the time. It's not necessarily about making the sale through that post. It's, oh, I remember them. I just saw that post, the article the other day. I'm going to call them first to buy this agricultural product or whatever it might be.
Yes, I always tell businesses, targeted relevancy. You've got to be relevant to your target audience. You can't take that shotgun approach. And that visibility, like omnipresence. So if you've got relevancy,
you want to hit people everywhere.
Omnipresence, exactly. So it's sort of, finding out where they are.
And even if a company doesn't want to spend any money on paid ads yet, what I recommend to even like my dad is to get your feet wet with retargeting. You can do that for very cheap, and you're just basically, for those of you guys that may not know what retargeting is just showing your ads to people, showing ads to people that have already visited your site, but maybe didn't purchase or they didn't maybe fill out a form yet, but they're interested. So you can get those people for $5 or $10 a day even, and that money can make you 10, 50 times ROI in some cases, especially if it's a high priced product. You're spending $5, $10 a day and you can make like a $50,000 sale every month or something. So I even for my own, I have high ticket products and I just run that 20, 30 bucks a day, depending on how much traffic you already have. And it makes a massive difference.
I think everyone with a website and who's on Facebook
Literally.
needs to have a pixel and do retargeting.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
100%.
about trying to share that understanding of it, isn't it?
Oh my God!
Are aware of
it's
it.
$10 a day. People don't even worry about it. Like it's the cost of a coffee, you know. Like
Exactly. Well, let's shift gears a little bit because community building is a big thing that.
That's my passion. Yeah.
That's your passion, exactly. And I guess that's coming from a place of value and bringing people together to share ideas and knowledge, but also progress from A to B. They come in with no idea necessarily as to how to do something.
It's
This
all over
camera's
the place.
getting a bit shonky, so everybody. And then the group helps them meet.
It's like a support. Yeah, it's support. A lot of people, whether it's entrepreneurs or people buying Facebook ads or business owners, whatever it might be, it can be isolating at times. A lot of the time, actually.
Yeah.
Your friends don't really understand what you're going through. Yeah, maybe your spouse may not understand really what you're going through, so it gets very isolating. And then, having people that understand what you're going through and can help. If you have a quick question or like, where do I find a good phone provider? Where do I get business cards? How do I, just anything, like when you can have somebody to ask and you type and you have an answer in like 15 minutes, it's amazing, And it's caused, I think it's helped a lot of people that would have given up, continue and pursue their dreams and achieve it ultimately, because they had that support.
Yeah, that's it. And have you got any tips for organisations just starting out with their Facebook group? What sorts of things should they be aiming for? Should every business, sorry, I'm putting the questions out there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just start with, can any business leverage a Facebook group, or are they just particular businesses
I'd
should be
say
going
that
after
probably 90 or 95% of businesses in some way could leverage a Facebook group, absolutely.
Yes.
I think there's a few here and there that maybe it wouldn't make sense, but
Yes.
Even if you're a local business, even if it's just not necessarily all people that are customers currently, but people that could be one day. Let's say it's I don't know, water tank company. Then you want to get all the, maybe call it like Farming Australia, make a Facebook group, and then just get everyone in there that has anything to do with farming. It doesn't have to be only people that would buy a water tank, but just anyone, maybe like it's a garden, I don't know the industry as well, but
water
then people can be talking about like the newest methods that came out where they got higher crop yield or higher efficiency and it saved a lot of water or whatever, and they'll get a lot of tips and value from that. And then guess what? You as the group owner can just do a post and promote a new product or jump on there and do a quick live stream and let people know about something new that's coming out. You can host networking events also. I have all my groups, I throw big networking events where we get sponsors and we get 2,000 people to come, like a lot of people all over the world. And it's great. The networking's amazing.
And that's the power of community building.
Community is the future. Community is. It's been about community since the dawn of civilization, but now that everything's moving online, people don't have that connection as much as they used to.
Yes.
So people are craving that connection. So now that you can kind of hybrid and do it part online, part offline, it's huge. It's a game changer. Then you can still shake the hands and get the white eyeballs,
Exactly, that's right.
Because that is an important part, absolutely. But but you need the touch points first to get someone from possible to, hey, we're ready to shake hands and meet.
That's right.
It's just casting a wider net. You can only shake so many hands, but you can show a lot of people ads that then the ones that are interested can raise their hand and come shake your hand.
Yes. And what I loved also just moving into that sort of community building aspect and the conversion value of groups is it doesn't necessarily have to just be about bringing in your customers, or prospects I should say, bringing in prospects to your group to warm them up. It could be as something as simple as anyone who has purchased your product, then you put them into the Facebook group and you treat them like gold and you follow up with service tips, with specials, and they become your advocates.
Just make it your customer support group. And then what's funny is it actually ends up lowering your customer support costs because customers will help each other. Someone might say, hey, I have this model, whatever, I don't know how to hook up the valve or something. And someone else is like, oh, I just had that problem last week. It's really easy, just do this. And then boom, you didn't have to answer it. And they got the help they needed. And then obviously you need to have like a moderator, somebody in there that can answer all the questions if someone else doesn't answer them. But the value people get from that is amazing, and they retain as customers much longer. They buy much more from you. The lifetime value, it's a gold mine, honestly.
Awesome. Well, Tim, thank you so much for taking time out.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I'm looking forward to hanging out with you for the next few days.
Oh, thank you. See you guys.